Welcome to
Shade in the City.
Shadeinthecity. I'm Trees.
It's no.
Guys, for tuning in, please make sure if you have not hit the like button
And the subscribe button.
And we are getting into a new season of LAMDC. This is new to the franchise. I'm excited. And yes, let's get into it and let's see what it gives. Because I'm here for it. Because y'all know that's how we started Ready to Love. It's in our city, so we gotta support. So let's get into it and let's try to not be too shady to our locals. Let's at least not the first episode.
Start off with Monique, and she put in her plug about her Lazy Moms podcast. I know y'all remember it from the, as Monique said it, other show.
That other show.
And her Mila Eve's sensual. What is it?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
So I feel like I know it's Mila Eve's. I'm gonna say it's oil.
Yes, it's essential oils. She is doing essential oils. I just don't know
essential oils. Okay, see, Siri has sensual, and I was like, I don't think that's what it is. She says, her experience with reality TV gave her reality TV PTSD. I was like, oh, okay. So she really wasn't feeling doing reality TV no more. And then Carlos King approached her, and she says initially she said no. It was a no-go. But she gave it some thought and she decided, like, I could do this. I could put my Black family on the map and show y'all how
we live.
A boss does. Right? Then we're introduced to the beautiful Ashley Silva. She says she's a mom, wife, and she does a podcast.
DJ Quicksilver, which is very well known out here. And probably a lot of other places, but we definitely know.
I feel like it's got to be a lot of places.
Yeah.
She says she is the sweetest bitch ever. And I actually love this term, right? She says she has the greatest heart ever, but she has her bitchy side that she doesn't ever
want to come
out. Okay. And she says, that they met years ago while doing the podcast. And we also meet Arena Taylor.
Well, okay, I think it's Raina. I was on the fence about that because every time
I don't know if they call her Raina for sure, but when they show her name, it says Irina.
It says Arena. Okay, so it's not just me. I wanted to make sure.
So Arena Taylor, apparently she's TikTok famous. Right. She says she has 3 successful businesses, and apparently she gives face. She gives pose. Okay, because Monique says she saw her, like her IG pictures be just, and let me tell you something. I loved it because Monique had it down to a science. Okay, right. The way she posed, like her, I was like, what happened? She was practicing, huh? And she said she hit her in the DMs.
No offense, Mo. You might be a fangirl, but that's okay. It's okay to be a fangirl.
And she basically said she was. She was like, she's a boss.
And she slid in her DMs.
And she slid in her DMs because that's who she wants to be associated with. She wants to be around that type of energy.
We also learned, and did we talk about how she is 48? Well, she said she was 38, and then said, "Oh, I'm 48." But then I'm not gonna lie to y'all, as
she feel like she's 38,
and she looked like she don't look no 48. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now.
She does look good.
Black don't
she
crack.
Does look good.
As Moni would say, your age is, you don't look like your journey, boo. I said, okay.
So I guess Monique is having like a little pop-up shop.
Yeah, pop-up shop for the. I don't know if it was. I know she was doing essential oils, but I don't know if it was also a thing with the podcast. She was doing a lot. She's a businesswoman. She was doing a lot.
Exactly. And we meet Winter Williams, which is Monique's longtime friend, and Arena, and Ashley. They compliment Winter on her hair. And I'm looking at it, and I only see, from one side, and it does look nice, but I mean, I didn't think it was like a big deal. But then we noticed that the other side is completely shaved off. So Arena
It's
makes it a
eclectic.
point, huh?
It's eclectic.
Yeah, Arena makes it a point in a confessional to say that, she believes when a woman does something drastic, like a drastic change, it means that she's going through some things. So apparently, she's showing her the shit she's going through on herself.
You've been through some
What'd you say?
I said Winter has been through some things, as we gonna learn.
The ladies say that they are basically stepping out of their husband's shadow, okay? And they're their like own support system, okay? They all bosses. They make their own money, but it's still okay to spend their husband's money, okay? And this is the type of energy they like to be around. They are bosses.
So we learned that Miss Winter Williams had 4 kids, or has 4 kids, and was married to an ex-Washington football team player. She's known Monique for about 16 years. Mm-hmm. She walked through her 15-year NFL marriage and found out he was sleeping with the nanny. And then he had a child. And then another one.
And another one.
And another one. I said, jeez, if this is not some made for TV Lifetime shit, and let me tell you something, Winter, I respect you, because I would have been on Snapped, but I respect you for
this is her first, did we say this is her first?
That was her first marriage.
Yes.
So Ashley and Raina are looking at each other like,
why? They're over there snickering.
Right. They're like, why do we need to know all this? Ashley tells Raina she drinks when she's bored. And she's on her 4th glass, so she doesn't want to be drunk. Now, we learned that they have their dynamic because obviously Jamie is a promoter or host of parties, and DJ Quicksilver is a DJ. Mm-hmm. So they mingle in the same circle.
It's so bad because I could see us doing that.
Right.
Somebody standing up. We ain't trying to be disrespectful, but we over there having our own little conversation.
Laughing.
I'm drunk as hell. This is what I do when I get bored.
Right. We cut to Monique, and she says that they had such a bad experience on that other show, right? That it's important for them to have a good experience around other women, other Black people, other couples, and show them in a positive light. So Monique brings up, or no, I'm sorry, not Monique. What's the other girl?
Arena
brings up that she's gonna be celebrating her 26-year anniversary. Kudos, boo, kudos. And that her and Jamie are having a party. And Monique asks, was it gonna be a Q&A? Like, are we gonna be able to ask questions? Because I need help, girl. I need help.
Then everybody kind of chimes in. They're like, yeah, like,
right.
Let's do that.
She says that her and Jamie like the party, and they are not going to be concerned about, cutting the rug. Ashley is a little lit, and makes low-key shade, saying that she was 10 when Jamie and Arena got married. And, Arena's like, she always makes the age jokes or whatever. She's like, but I don't let it bother me because look at me. So, I mean, I'm not mad at her. Okay, bitch, you would want to look like me when you're 48. Okay. So,
and then she actually tries to give her advice on how to, stay married longer and spice it up. And Arena's like, I've been married for
over and bust it open years. Like this.
Yeah. But she's like, I've been married for 26 years. You were 10. Way longer than you.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah. That was
like basically that shit got old a few years ago, but we on to new and better things.
Okay. Monique and Chris As we know, he played for the Washington football team for almost 10 years. And now that it's hit 10 years and he's they're looking at their marriage. And I'm sorry. Did he play for 10 years or were they married for 10? They've been married for 10 years, but did he play for the
He played for 10 years.
Okay. I thought I was confused.
And they're coming up on 10 years as far as
they're coming up on 10 years of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I noticed they keep bringing this up and it's actually starting to scare me. Monique, don't scare us like this. But they just keep bringing up like how 10 years is so important. They don't know how they made it. They barely made it. And maybe from the drama from that other show, as she talked about. But it's just crazy because they look so happy. But I guess everything ain't sweet. So yeah, they just want to be able to talk to somebody and figure out how to make their marriage seamless, I guess, and get through maybe some of the humps.
They seem to really be like snappy with each other. Like in this scene, he was in the gym with his trainer, and she made it a point to say, like, you should care more about your health than me. And kind of snitches him out to his trainer, like, oh yeah, he'll be all tensed up and say, oh, I need to go to the chiropractor. Never go. He's like, oh, I think you got like packages to take care of out there. I know in another conversation, there was a little snapback. They're just real short.
Because she was like, oh, I got packages to drop off. So as long as you do it by 4:00, you're good. So basically, I don't want to say he's her do boy because that's her husband. He's helping her out with her business. But apparently he got to run some errands for her to make her business run, which is okay. We work off each other.
So Chris basically says that he feels like he's a good man. He ain't never had no women with babies at the door. And, he helps out. Like he feeds the kids and, takes care of his kids. He does what he's supposed to do as a husband and, a father. And I'm not saying that he's supposed to get anything extra for that, but I think he kind of feels like, why is there an issue if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? Is what I'm getting. But he's saying that basically it's the emotional connection lately that they're having a problem with. It's not anything else. And then, she mentions the event to him about the anniversary. And he basically wants some tips as well. He's right along with her.
Right. That's what I was trying to get
as far as making it to 26 years. So,
and she lets them know that they weren't really open to the Q&A. And
she said that they like
they just danced their way through it.
Mm-hmm. So we are in Arena's house. It looked like she's in her office. And she yelled to the kitchen. How long before dinner ready? Her mama looked like she was ready to kick her ass. She cut her eyes like 20, 30 minutes. She's like, good. Because I'm starving. But Arena says, her mom has been living with them for, I guess, about 5 years now. And, she moved her in. And she says she is a true blessing because she helps with everything. She does everything. Even helps with their visually impaired son, Jason. So apparently, mama is a godsend. Right. And she is talking to Jason, asking him, hey, you coming to the party? Our anniversary party. She lets him know, look, I ordered you a turtleneck, nice little mink for the party. You got to be looking fly. Okay. And then we meet Jamie Taylor, who is, I guess he does parties. He's like in the entertainment industry. He said he has done parties all across the U.S. for years. Okay. And like Tree said, I'm sure that's how he knows DJ Quicksilver.
Right. He said he'd be in New York, Charlotte. He'd be all over the world. Like Quicksilver.
Apparently, when him and Arena first met, he said it was hard. It was hard.
She don't like light skins, apparently.
She don't like light skins. She's like, and look, she didn't say nothing. She's like, yeah, you're right. And then he says, his firstborn, little Jamie, he wished that could be his best friend, but their relationship is strained, and they don't even speak now. But Ashley said that she did invite him, because she's hoping like they can work out their issues and
Right.
get past
Apparently they
whatever
had
it is that they
issues
got
since he
on.
was a teenager, which I think he may have ran into a little bit of just trouble and teenage rebellion shit. And a dad is supposed to be hard on you. And that's what he remembers his dad being on him, and feels like he wouldn't be where he is today if he didn't have that type of structure and strictness. So he doesn't want to be any other way with his son.
But he basically says, you know, if he doesn't show up, it's going to be a problem. But, you know, you'll see.
We see Ashley and her family life. We're introduced to DJ Quicksilver. We also learned that they have 2 kids and a pet. And obviously her favorite child is the one that did not give her stretch marks.
I thought that was hilarious.
I thought that was super cute. They have Ashton, who's 9, and Antonio, who's 14. She said that she knew from the moment.
dog Bruno.
Oh, and Bruno, the child that didn't give her stretch. So she says that she knew from the moment that she met him, she wanted to marry him. She talks about often feeling like a single mom, and she's the one who cares for the kids, does the homework, the housework, whereas his day consists of gym, radio, and parties. Not saying that it's not work, because he is working, but it's a little different than what she does. So she talks about how she has a lot going on. She's rebranding her mommy podcast along with her fashion Ashton, and working on her book. He asked how that's going, and she basically says she needs him to step up a little bit. She feels like she's losing herself being a mom and a wife, and also feels that Quick needs to like kind of take a step back from his career a little bit and working so much so that he can be a support to her. And I wasn't mad at that. And he feels he has stepped up. He said it's Barack Obama and then it's Quicksilver.
Oh, he did agree.
That's where we at. Barack and then it's Quick. That's where we at.
He agreed. He said he could do better. He said that he could definitely do a better job at, you know, fathering his children. Arena takes Lil Jamie, we finally meet him, out to get a new car because he's scared to call his daddy for it. I guess because they ain't talking. But she told him real quickly, I ain't paying for this. You on your own.
Figure it out.
I don't know.
That's an account. That's the amount, because I ain't got it.
She does tell him about the conversation between her and his dad the night before, and how their relationship is not where it should be. She tells him it's time to be more responsible and get his together. Okay.
Also, it was a very, I hate to say it, and it's probably a moment that most Black men and women have with their Black sons, where when you are out here being in the street, especially with the way the police treat us today, we're liable to have police show up on our door and say that you're dead or damn near dead. And we can't even justify it based off your behaviors.
Yeah, she said that they're worried every time he leaves out the door that they're going to get a knock on the door from the police saying that your son's not coming home.
Right.
Basically. She gets super emotional. And she thinks that it, you know, hit him because she says she's not normally like that.
Right.
She tells him, you know, I love you and I need you to get it together, basically. But he says, you know, seeing his mom so emotional about this did hit him. No, right in here, y'all. I guess we'll see. Right? I'll see it. I guess we'll see if it actually helped. But then she also lets him know, like, I need you to resolve this shit with your daddy.
Right.
Y'all got to get over this. It's been too long. This is ridiculous. Y'all need to fix this shit. As he's picking out a blue Acura.
So we arrive at Arena and Jamie's 26th anniversary party. Moni said they're coming up on 10 and it's a struggle. So they have questions, as we know. Chris asked about Winter and when she arrives, and about her second husband, because apparently he knew of him. And his name is Kevin. And apparently, guys, we are going to meet him next episode. So Winter says they're not together anymore.
I ain't even seen him in 6 months.
And all of them are shocked. Then in the confessional, Winter says that there's a lot of things that transpire and she didn't let them know that it's been 6 months. She said that they were about to celebrate their 1-year anniversary and she had a message that rocked her entire world that he would not talk about. He literally moved back to his parents' house. And Moni says, well, won't he be almost 60? And she says, yes. Mm-hmm. So Winter says, all you can do is live and learn, pick yourself up and move on. Winter says, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Chris says that he wants to get Kevin's side of the story because this is like, he's totally shocked because of how in love they seem. So he wants to hear from them. Quick and Ashley come in. And Ashley said, look, she ready to drink.
Turn up, she need to get her drink.
And Quick says, that they're late because he just got off work. He just left. And I guess maybe they shot over there and he was like that, he works his ass off so he can provide for his wife and kids.
And provide a life and things that he wanted that he didn't have.
Ashley feels like, work is his coping mechanism. And she says it's been going on for the past 20 years, but it's not okay. So,
right?
And Arena come in looking fly and coordinated and very.
Jamie got his hater blockers on.
Right. They looking very fresh. And Monique notices because Monique is fresh as well. And she's like, they're always coordinated. Like, yes, come through fashionable married couple, 26 years. This is what 26 years look like. Right. I was like, Jamie says that he hasn't seen little Jamie and he really doesn't think he's coming, but he hopes he does. He hopes to see him. Silva then jumps in and asks, what's the secret to being happily married for 26 years? Everybody want to know. Even Quicksilver asking.
Right.
And
so at least Monique it's not Monique this time.
Well, she jumped in. Monique, Chris, they all, what is it? And Arena's like, hold up, this is not a marriage counseling session. Like basically, I already told you, motherfuckers, I'm not doing this shit. I'm trying to be honest. Okay. And Monique and Chris is like, okay, we're not going to ambush you. We're just going to let them have their night. And Monique in a confessional, she's like, she just doesn't want to end up like her parents because around year 22 or 23, they were divorced. She don't want to end up like Chris's parents because they're more like friends. Then little Jamie shows up.
I was gonna say, I get it. That's why I ain't got no more silence. But go ahead.
Little Jamie shows up, and Jamie, the daddy, Big Jamie, he's just like Big Jamie. So he's like that. He hopes he behaves himself and he doesn't do anything to piss him off. I was like, God damn, you was just talking about how you hope he come and you don't think he's showing up, and now you hope he don't do shit to piss you off.
I'm gonna take that as that DC fall in love or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Now, apparently they haven't spoken in 5 or 6 months. A long time to go without speaking to your child. So he goes to his father and pulls him to the side. He's like, can we speak in private? I was like, yes, little Jamie.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as you get there, clear the air, take care of that shit. That's what I'm talking about. He tells him, he just wants to clear the air. And he knows he was hanging around the wrong people and getting high every day. And he didn't think, And he thinks he made like a lot of poor decisions. He didn't think that weed had so much control over him, but
He realizes
clearly
it
it
does.
did. And his father basically tells him, like, living that lifestyle, you're gonna end up dead or in jail.
Dead or in jail.
And little Jamie tells him that, you just treat me like I'm a kid. I'm grown, right? And Jamie says, yeah, but you know why? It's because I love you. And he says that, that's the way, like, I guess he gives tough love. He says that's his upbringing. But I love that little Jamie was open enough to tell him, like, I need to hear more of that. I need to hear you say
You
that
love
you
me.
love me.
Can I just tell you? And I tweeted about it, and I knew I was right because I got several likes. But we was here for the Black male love on this show between father and son. It was beautiful to see, to have an adult conversation too, but we not fighting, we not tussling. Let's talk about what the issues are. Let's come together man to man and let's talk it out.
Yeah.
As my boo says to my son, bro code. And I loved it. I love seeing it. I love seeing this positive energy. Carlos King, Monique, keep it up. I loved it.
Yeah, I hope it lasts for the rest of the season.
Me too. So we see Monique and Chris the next day, and they're talking about how much fun they had at the event. And they both say that they would have loved to have a little more intimate discussion time with Jamie and Arena. But they feel like they were being very vague. And so they were like, Monique makes a point to say, well, you never know what somebody's been through in their relationship. And maybe it's something that they don't want to bring up or, dig back up. And I was like, that's some true shit. After 26 years, I'm sure there's some stuff that they don't want to talk about because it would just trigger somebody.
Chris said that they were really guarded, and she said that most people that are guarded really have some stuff to guard.
Right.
So, like, all right, Monique.
She says she said that she's not doing it to be messy. And she just really wants to take their wisdom and knowledge and place it in her situation. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was very well said. We learned that Chris has been talking to a life coach, Terry. We know Terry.
You're like, hey, Terry. Hey.
Terry. You know her from a past life. But anyway. So apparently her discussions with Chris and things that she was feeling or whatever, she felt she needed to bring Monique in.
The coach told him, that he has to do the work to get back to them and get back to where they need. And, he says he's moving forward in a direction and hopes that Monique continues to be patient because it's worth it. And Monique kind of laughs. Like, what's so funny? Like, why you laughing? You don't think it's worth it? And she was like, I mean, worth it for you? And he's like, no, I mean, worth it for us, worth it for our family. So I know I said like he gets a little snappy, but I actually kind of felt him. Like, if I'm telling you, like, yeah, okay, I'm working towards it, but I appreciate you being patient. I hope you continue to be that way because it's worth it. Like, I feel like our family is worth it. Why are you laughing? What is so funny? Why is that funny to you? Monique brings up this list, okay? And it's supposed to be a list of things that he's passionate about. He says that he's just not ready to turn it in yet. And she's like, it's been over a month. You told me it was going to be like a week, and it turned into a month. And she thinks that it's because he figured just because he didn't have to do it. Because they weren't meeting with Terry. So he's like, I got to do it. So she wants to know if he didn't do it initially because he felt like it wasn't important. Mm. And she's trying to drag it out of him. And he's like, no, I did not do it because it's not important. And she's like, do it because we're not meeting with the fucking life coach. And she says, you made me feel like it wasn't important to you. So he apologizes for making her feel that way. But she's like, that's not really the issue. Okay. Like, I don't want to sweep shit under the rug like your family does. I was like, damn, Monique. Because she's serious about not wanting to be like them, not wanting to turn out like them. And she says, there is no way they're gonna last another 10 years if they don't deal like with their issues. And he says he's sick of going back and forth with her and just tells her she's right. She gets pissed the fuck off, like, because he's pacifying her basically. Like, you're right. Just
Right.
in the conversation.
He just doesn't
You're
want
right.
to.
Exactly. And Monique ain't with it. She ain't here for it.
All right, guys, if you have not already hit that like button, please make sure you do so before you head out.
And that subscribe button.
Right. And make sure that you comment.
And hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you are following us on all platforms. And we will catch you next week for a new episode of Love and Marriage DC. And I cannot wait to get into the season because it gives what only DC can give. You guys have a good night. We'll catch you next week.
Good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!